Hi guys, Tony from the Heritage Line. We've got some more parcels. We've got the cup of tea. That could only mean one thing. It's midweek mailbag time. Yeah, it's that time of month again, guys. So we've got 5 parcels. No idea what we're going to get in these. So let's crack on. Let's take a look. Right, so first parcel. No idea. It's UK. Eleco. That's what it's saying on the return address. No idea. Let's see if we can get into it. I'm not doing very well here. One of those funny... Come on. There we go. Right, we're in. Oh, okay. So what on earth is this? No idea. Let's open up a bit more. Oh. Okay. This is interesting. Oh, right, okay. This to me is some kind of electrical board. I've no idea. Let's see if we can get into it first. Right, it's okay. We've got an LED. We've got some resistors. And we've got some pins. Okay. Right, let's zoom in, shall we, guys? Let's take a closer look at this thing. Right, the board says it's a DC power board. Okay, so all I can think of is that maybe I've got this for some lights or something like that. And it's obviously going to need soldering up. But I should imagine they're going to sit on like that. These guys will probably go on the other side. Somewhere like that. If I can get them in. There we go. We've obviously got a power socket, so that's useful. Not sure, that's got to go over here. Like that. So it's obviously got power. And I've obviously got an output. Maybe let's just zoom out a bit, guys. There we go. So I've got obviously another output here. I'm assuming that must go that. Now then, I don't know yet what that is. I suppose that's either power out or power in, which would work. I suppose so. I could daisy chain maybe more of these together. And I've obviously got an LED in there, so that will be a resistor. So that will tell me if I've got power to the board. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just going to be an interesting little device. Oh, and I've got this. It's obviously just a power switch. Well, I can put my transformer to it, so that's what the idea there is. I could push that into that and I could turn it on and off. Right, okay. So yes, that's going to be an interesting project. Now, we'll have to take a look at the listings properly to see what it actually says it is. But I think that's just a DC power board like it says. It's 12 volts and I've probably just got it from some lighting or something like that. But yeah, it'll be an interesting little project and we'll get that soldered up. We'll see where we go from there, guys. So, that took me by surprise. Right, let's crack on, we'll have a look at the listings. So, I couldn't find exactly the actual model of distribution board that mine was. I'm not saying you can't get it, I just could not find it. And this is the nearest thing I could actually find to finding it. This is very, very similar. You've still got a DC plug on it, the actual jack plug, and you've still got the pillars there for the power in. And obviously, these are what actually distribute the power. And if we will take a bigger look at it, well, there's not a lot to this board really. It's just power in at this end and then power out on this side. It has got holes in it, so you can actually use a screw to put it onto your board, or you could actually use these like PCB pillars as well. Now it's $3.99. It might be useful to some people for tidy wiring, that kind of thing. Power distribution. In my opinion, this type of thing is very good for lighting, for buildings and things like that. There are different other systems out there, different prices. These ones here, it's just power in at the end and then power out the event to daisy chain them. But there are other options as well out there. And what does this one say? It's got many uses, used to power lights, accessories. It has 2x8 pin terminal blocks. So that's 8 circuits. It's got a DC socket into it. Tells you the size of the board, the holes. Like I said into railway lighting. That is what it actually advertises at. Oh, you can actually get it as a blank PCB, self-build kit or constructed. Okay, let's have a look at that then. So let me get, and they have even got the PCB. Right, this is the constructed version, $5.99. Now, hopefully, when you're looking at this listing, they may actually have. Well, that's the one with the feet. Right, $5.49 for the constructed version. The self-build kits are actually out of stock at the minute. But maybe by the time you look at this listing, they may actually have some of the PCBs in as well. So there's the listing anyway, guys. It's something to think about. Might be a nice way of keeping the wiring tidy. So there you go. So this is the actual switch that I got. It's a very simple inline switch. As you can see here, we'll go on to this one. And all it is, it's a jack socket, a male and a female. You would put your power in the one end, which would go naturally into the female, and then that would actually plug into your board. And you could just turn it on and off at the switch. This I tend to use for test purposes, really. It's not something you would actually put on your layout. If you're just testing some lighting, it's great. If you're just doing it on the actual board and see if the actual thing works. It's not expensive, £3.26 for a black one. Or we could get a white one and save a penny. Wow. But it's just a useful little switch. And yeah, I thought, I do a lot of experiments with power supply lighting. Rather than plugging it in and out all the time, I could just literally switch it off. Another use of this could be something like the Arduino. This end would plug into your Arduino and that could go into your power supply. And again, you could just turn it off. So yeah, it's just a useful little switch. Nothing exciting. Not sure what else the listing will have to say. It tells you the actual size of the actual connectors on it, the male and the female, the length of the lead. They're saying it's good for lead strip. Up to 12 volts DC. And a bit of a measurement on the actual switch itself. So yeah, it's not bad. It is what it is. It's nothing really exciting, but could still be a useful item. So there you go, that's the actual inline switch. Right, next parcel. Again, Hobby Workshop, Barnsley. Right, no idea. Let's get into it. Let's see what it is. Ah, right, okay. I remember now. This, let's zoom in. There we are. Right, this is gold. This is from Green Stuff World. And it's, how can I put it? Instead of gold plate, in paint you have what you call pigments. And the pigments determine how, what's the word I'm looking for? How thick or thin the actual paint will look. Let's see if I can get into it. Yeah, we can. Oh, look at that. That is all paint pigments. And what you do is you actually add your own sort of bonding agent. You could use something like a varnish or a clear lacquer or something like that. And essentially what you're doing is you're mixing your own paint. Now, I've been looking for a gold paint. I want a decent gold paint. And this is pure metal pigments. I want it for dry brushing. And traditionally dry brushing, you want a lot of pigment in your paint because you're putting very, very little on. And I thought rather than getting a normal metal paint, we'll give this a try. So, yes, it's literally gold. It's a gold metallic powder, as you can see. Yeah. So, don't know how I'm going to get on with it. But it could be quite interesting. It might work, it might not. But there you go, guys. So, we'll take a look at the listing. So, here we go. This is the pure metal gold pigment. Now, as you can see, it isn't cheap. It says £6.60 there, but £7.68 from Spain. Now, if you're in the EU, you may get this a lot cheaper. This is actually the UK price, that's at £11. That works out cheaper than buying it from Spain. Let's have a look at the listing, shall we? Now, this is for the antique gold. Let's have a look, see what else we can find. So, this is the antique gold. And we've got normal gold, we've got a bronze, we've got a copper. And obviously a lot of the war gamers use this stuff. That gives you an idea what some of the figures may look like. It's definitely a unique product, definitely. And we'll see what it says. So it's pure metal pigments, a new special range of powder pigments. These pigments are elaborated from real metals, giving them a high degree of realism. The application is to recommend to mix them with a small amount of some medium. So you can put them in varnish, paint, pigment fixer, and they're recommended master medium, which is probably something that they actually produce. And it's telling you amount of medium can alternate the attenuate, should I say, the metallic effect. An adequate amount of medium will allow the pigments to be airbrushed. So yes, if you had your actual mixer quite thin, you probably could put it through an airbrush. Don't know what that would be like, because you'd have to mix it yourself. I intend using it mainly for dry brushing, which is why I went for the pigment in the first place, because I can make it quite thick and get a lot of pigment into it. And I like the way that you can actually mix this in with other colour paints as well. So you could actually create different hues and get different metallic finishes as well. What else? They can also be used in combination with accelerated oxidation. Oxidation. I can't even say that. Oxidation products to create real oxidation effects. So I suppose what they're getting at there is that you could maybe make a rusting effect using them. I don't know. I don't really know much about the product until I play with it. But it's something very, very different and something that a lot of people will not have actually come across. So there you go. That is actually an antique gold metal pure pigment. Right, on to the next parcel. Let's get you out a little bit. Any clues on this one? One screen repair. One screen repair. Okay, that sounds ominous. What on earth is this? No idea. Okay. Oh, wow. Right, okay. This is one of... Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. This is one of my blonde moments. One of these ideas I had. I've got a resistor. That is some form of polarising paper. And that is a backlight. Right, LED tester time. I'm using this guy a lot at the minute. Right, let's just see what happens. It should work, because essentially it's just an LED. And I'm getting nothing. Okay. Try it the other way around. I'm still getting nothing. Oh, that is interesting. That is supposed to light up. And it's not lighting up, I don't think. Oh. Let me turn it back round. Maybe it's just me being a numpty. Oh, there we go. There we go, guys. Let me turn some lights off. Let's have a look at this. Right. Look at that. So essentially it's a square that's lit up all the way around. Yes. And I got an idea for something. I thought this might look quite good. With maybe a poster on the back or in a building of some kind. It's just one of my mad ideas. What this is actually for, if I remember rightly, it's for a Gameboy, and it's what you used to backlight the screens with. And a lot of this older technology now, it's moved on a little bit, and people are modernising it and do modifications and bringing it back up to date so that it can be used. And yeah, this is quite interesting, really. You can see the actual lights on the bottom, and it essentially just lights the whole screen up. And it's got a band on it, so it's got a plastic protector on it. So yeah, that's actually a nice size. I can work with that size. So yeah, that's really, really different. Wasn't expecting that, but yeah, that is okay. So right, we'll take him over to the listings and we'll see what it says. So this was an unusual product, and I'm going to have fun playing with this one. But this is actually the Nintendo Game Boy Backlight kit. As you can see, they come from China, various different prices. So we'll click on this image and we'll have a little look-see. So that is what we've got in the kit. You get the polarizer, the backlight, a stretcher wire and a resistor. And I assume this is for when you actually modified an original Game Boy. That is what they're for, to upgrade the actual screen on the Game Boys. Obviously, I've got a different purpose for it, but it is just a very, very tiny little backlight. Does it say much about it? It shows some nice images, which we've just seen. It's got, what does it say about it? It's adhesive, it's got diffusion. Don't need to cut the LCD frame. And then it goes about how you would actually install it into your Game Boy, which obviously I'm not going to be doing. And I get a 1 ohm resistor with it and some extra wire. But I mean, it's not cheap, but I love to experiment with different products. So yeah, I'm thinking it might make a nice billboard or something, an illuminated billboard, or a backdrop maybe for a movie theatre. You could maybe use part of, could build it into a theatre and use the top bit for a lighted sign maybe, and just colour over the bottom bit. It does have some potential, definitely. But we'll see what I come up with. It's definitely different. But there you go. That is the backlight for the Game Boy. Right, on to the next item. What can this be? This is from China. It says USB sunset lamp, sunset projector, mood light, living room, bedroom, night light, room. Okay, let's see what it actually is. You never know with these things from China. Okay, lots of wrapping. How do I get into this? No idea. We'll just slash it and go down another level. Okay, right. Let's see what this is. And it is a little lamp. Okay, now what have I got that for? Now that is interesting. Have I got anything I can... Right, let's see if she works. Let's see if this thing works. Oh yeah, here we go. It's a little sunset lamp. Oh, is it just a yellow lamp? Okay, not sure why I've got that. But yes. Maybe I got it for some ambient lighting on the layout. Or maybe it's just an experiment. I've got no idea. Maybe I was going to put it to a dimmer. I got no idea. I will think it's probably for some form of mood lighting. That's a bit bright. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe I was going to maybe do a sunset on the layout, maybe when I was filming it. And I was going to see how this light works. Simple as that, really. It's just like a little reading light. It's got a gooseneck. You can turn it around. Yeah, that's all I can think of. Right. It's actually a nice little reading lamp, that. I can work under that. That actually gives you a nice sort of orangey glow. Yeah. That's all I can think of. So maybe... yeah, I'm thinking it's got to be some lighting, ambient lighting for the layout. Maybe just a different filming idea that I have. So yeah, it'll only been cheap. Right, we'll go take a look at the listings. So yeah, this was a very sort of random item, and I probably just picked it up because it was cheap as chips. It comes in, as we've seen, it's USB. I think I like the idea of it being a sunset, and I was maybe thinking from a filming perspective of shining a light over the layout and just getting a different lighting effect. But for like £1.44, you couldn't really go wrong. And yeah, we've got different. That's the sunset one. That's the one that I actually purchased. It actually gives you some dimensions there, what it looks like on the wall. But we could get a red sunset. There's one that does different colours there. That might be interesting. Uh, not bad for £1.60. I like that blue. That might be quite good for a nighttime one. Well, we've got the four colours there. Look at the price difference there, guys. £6.59, or you can get that one limited 7 colours. Don't know how it works, but yeah, certainly very, very different. Anyway, that's the actual mood light. I suppose that's what you'd call it, a mood light. Definitely. Does it say much about it? No, just a few comments. It's just said it's got the bendy arm, and yeah, not sure. That makes that lamp look massive when it's not. But yeah, it could be quite interesting. Like I said, cheap as chips, something a little bit different. Just a bit of ambient lighting on the layout, really, just from the side. So yeah, there you go, guys. Right, well now on to the last item, and it says Rudland Models. Rudland Models. Okay. Any? Okay, alright. Oh, it's all falling out. Okay. Well, that's not a very good start, is it? We better see if the thing's complete. Right, we have got... Oh. Okay. It's just a Pico level crossing. That is what it is. It's a Pico level crossing. And we've got a gate for it and a gate for it. And there's no bases. Unless it's in here. Oh yeah. Haha. There we go. Right, we know we're complete now. So we've got all the parts. Now, I think the idea of this one was I was going to demonstrate some lighting, and I think the idea is I'm going to try and put some LEDs in here and see if we can actually make these things flash. I don't know how well I'm going to get on with it. I don't know if it's going to work. You know, I might even, with the barriers, we might even see if we can make them move over time. And it's just an idea I've got. You know, it'd be quite nice to actually have it where you could actually lift the barriers up and actually press a button to make these things work. So, you know, it's just a little experiment. I don't know when I'm going to actually do this. It could be ages off. But that was the idea anyway. Just to see if I could actually make this thing flash. And to see if we could actually get some movement actually on it. So, yeah. It's nothing special, it's just the Pico level crossing. We'll just take a closer look at it. And that's what it is. It's the level crossing barriers. So it'll take a bit of work to get that thing working. But could be interesting. Alright, so there we go, guys. We'll take a look at the listing. So this is just the engaged level crossing barriers. This is just something I wanted to have a play with. I wanted to know if I could actually get the flashing lights working in it, maybe get the arms working on it, and it's something a little bit different. It's a challenge. It's one of those things that it's not that expensive really. I mean, we've got one here at £5.50, free postage. Let's just go into a listing, shall we? So there's a better image of it. So that's obviously at the front, and that's the one at the back. £5.75 for it. Does it say anything else? Just modern type crossing barriers, complete with dummy light standards, can be used for Pico, etc. level crossings. But to be honest, you could use it anywhere on an engaged layout. So streamlined set track, code 855 track systems. Well, that's a load of rubbish, isn't it? Oh, recommended to be used with. Could be used with any engage. Has to be Pico. So there you go. That is, it's just a simple level crossing gate or barriers even. Well, yeah, something to have a little play with. So there you go, guys. That's the level crossing. Right then, so this is the contents of this midweek mailbag. What did we start with? We started off with the DCC power supply kit and a switch. Excuse me. What else did we get? We got the gold flake paint, the actual pigment paint. That was interesting. We also got the Gameboy backlight display kit. That's going to be fun to play with. And we got this mood light thingy, the USB mood light as well. And of course, we're a level crossing with all the bits loose, but we'll soon put them back in the box. And yeah, a bit of a weird assortment this time, guys. But nonetheless, I'm sure it'll all come in useful somewhere. And we'll see it over the up and coming weeks of the channel. So there we go, that's the midweek mailbag for this time. So we'll catch you again at the end of next month for another one. So I hope you all stay safe, happy modelling, and we'll catch you all again soon, guys. Bye for now.